Can I go ahead? Hello and welcome to the Patriotic Television Nigerian. Patriotism, or national pride, if you want to say, is the feeling of love, devotion, and sense of attachment to a homeland and alliance with other citizens who share the same sentiment. These attachments can be a combination of many different feelings relating to one's own homeland, including ethnic, cultural, political, or historical. But excessive patriotism or aggressive patriotism, which is aggressive nationalism, especially with regards to foreign policy, is xenophobia. Welcome to The Patriot, a platform where we discuss issues of national importance affecting the sovereignty and love of our great nation, Nigeria. On this medium, we bring men and women to the center stage, so the labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. Welcome on board. I'm Peggy Shandi. O God of creation, direct our noble course, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true. Great lofty heights attain to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. This is the second stanza of the Nigerian national anthem many people don't sing anymore. We will introduce a guest just after this break.
I pledge to Nigeria, my country. So goes the opening lines of the 6-line National Pledge of Nigeria. Today, not a few, whether young or old, merely recite the National Pledge as a matter of routine or tradition, with their hearts being poles apart from the very spirit, creed, and essence of the pledge. Many simply do not understand its purport or feel the import of it, while many others choose to observe the pledge in breach only. Today we have decided to walk on the footpath of the very words of the National Pledge, keeping its vision and essence in our hearts, in our souls, and in our minds.
I pledge
Nigeria,
my country,
to be faithful,
loyal, and honest,
to serve Nigeria with all my strength,
to defend her unity,
and uphold her honor and glory.
So help me God. Nigeria, no doubt, will truly be the giant of Africa, developed and well rated in all indices, if her national pledge is treated with sacred obedience. It's on us, it's our duty and responsibility to make this country a better place. Let's live the pledge.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned. This is the Patriot on Television Nigerian, and my guest is Mr. Kunle Olasanmi, the Deputy Editor, Judiciary Desk of the Leadership newspaper. Please, Mr. Kunle, welcome to the Patriot.
Thank you very much.
How are you enjoying the COVID-19 lockdown?
We are home, and of course, we are also essential workers. We can also be home, but when we don't have anything to do, we stay at home. And I use this opportunity to tell everyone out there to stay home if you have no business outside, and stay safe as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right, so we want to discuss 3 very important issues here.
Okay.
And that will center so much on the economy,
Okay.
the judiciary,
Okay.
and the security. the policies of the present administration.
Okay.
And then I want us to discuss very seriously. And I want to begin with the economy.
Okay.
Yes. You know, the unemployment level has moved from 10.4%, you know, in 2016 January, to 2.3.1, that's 23.1% in July.
Okay.
Is this reflecting an economic development in the first place?
Certainly no. Certainly no, because in Nigeria, in our economy, we don't encourage production. We don't encourage manufacturing. Apart from, let me say, like 2-3 years ago, when this present administration banned importation of certain things. Before now, we solely depend on importation of foreign goods. And if we don't have manufacturing companies, we don't have production companies, where will the employment come from? Certainly, there will be unemployment. That is one. Secondly, I was discussing with some colleagues yesterday. What you realize is that many Nigerians don't want to go into the informal sector where you can actually do something on your own. Come up with an idea of what people need, begin production. Of course, I know that funding may be a problem, but there is nothing wrong to if you start small. If you start
That's
small,
the microeconomics
yes,
you're talking about.
Yes. If you start small, certainly, and you know what you are doing, the business will grow. But that doesn't mean that government does not have a role to play in all these things. Government can give microcredits to people who does, or people who do, who engage in small businesses. With that, unemployment will be reduced in Nigeria. For example, if I have a business now, I employ 1, 2, 3 persons. Those 2, 3 persons to have descendants. They have somebody back home that is relying on them. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
I understand what
so
you're saying.
The point I'm trying to make here is that we should encourage manufacturing. We should encourage production.
So we have two types of employment now we're talking about.
Yes.
The government employment and then the self-employment.
I'm still coming there.
All right.
Still coming there. Now, you see a fresh graduate. Instead of looking at what he can do, instead of looking at what he can do for himself, he will probably be looking for a white-collar job, which is not there anyway. Like I told you, I was discussing with some persons yesterday. They said those who are government employee and maybe private employee, they are less than 20%. If I'm not even sure it's up to that. Less than 20%. And if you take 20%, if you take 20% or less than 20% of 200 million, you know what we are talking about. You know what we are talking about. So, like I said, government needs to encourage manufacturing. That is where the unemployment in the country can be reduced.
So it has to be away from the government employment.
Yes,
and
definitely.
then go down to the microeconomics and then self-employment.
Yes,
and then encouraging all that kind of
Yes.
You know, because for a nation to grow, there has to deal with the issue of engagement.
Yes.
You know, engaging the citizens, the
young
people,
and
the
another
women.
thing. Yes.
Yeah, the women, the young people, the youth. You know, they are the very, you know, restless. Population.
The youth needs to be engaged.
Yeah.
Like a saying says, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. That is why you see crime rates going high. Because if I don't have anything to do, I must survive.
So how
it
do
is
you?
Not a justification
How
anyway.
do you rate this present administration in terms of this economy?
Well,
economic issues that we're talking about,
well,
in terms of unemployment, in terms of engagement. According to what you're saying,
yes.
How do you rate this government?
The only pass mark I will give this government is discouraging, or the discouragement of importation. For example, the borders have been closed now to rice importation and all that. We are now encouraging local manufacturers to come up with their own rice plants, which automatically will generate employment, or will result into employment generation.
So you think that the closure of the borders is already began an automatic, internal production?
In a way, it has assisted.
No. Has it, closure of the borders, has this closure automatically automated the production system you're talking about?
Yes. Let me give you
How
one
many
example.
factories have been
That is-
established by the closure of these borders?
That is.
Anyway, we're going to take a very short break,
Okay.
and when we return, we're going to be dealing with some of these very important issues: security, judiciary, and economic.
I pledge to Nigeria, my country. So goes the opening lines of the 6-line National Pledge of Nigeria. Today, not a few, whether young or old, merely recite the National Pledge as a matter of routine or tradition, with their hearts being poles apart from the very spirit, creed, and essence of the pledge. Many simply do not understand its purport or feel the import of it, while many others choose to observe the pledge in breach only. Today we have decided to walk on the footpath of the very words of the National Pledge, keeping its vision and essence in our hearts, in our souls, and in our minds.
I pledge
Nigeria.
my country
To be faithful, loyal,
and honest,
to serve Nigeria with all my strength,
to defend her unity,
and uphold her honor and glory.
So help me God. Nigeria, no doubt, will truly be the giant of Africa, developed and well rated in all indices, if her national pledge is treated with sacred obedience. It's on us, it's our duty and responsibility to make this country a better place. Let's live the pledge.
Fashion is life.
And so it's music.
Welcome back. This is the Patriot on Television Nigerian. Mr. Kunle, we were talking about economy.
Yes.
Your final words on whether this administration, the present administration, is doing very well in the development plan, because they said that in the first tenure of President Mohammadu Buhari, he handed over the economic policies to the vice president, who in no doubt is an excellent lawyer,
Yeah.
but he knows nothing about economic management. So was he right in the first place in organizing the economy? And at what point are we? On your final word, please.
Okay. I will say that while the economy may not have been what we all expected or what we want, I will say the government has not really performed excellently well as regards the economy, but there can be improvements. The setting up of economic management team, I think, is the right step in the right direction.
Oh, very good. Very simple in that. Thank you very much. All right. On a scale, that takes us to the security issues now. On a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to rate the security, security system in Nigeria. Is the system
You are putting me on
put in place in this country under the President Mohammadu Buhari's administration?
You are putting me on the spot.
No, let's not.
But I will say,
scale of 1 to 10.
I will say that I will not want to rate it that way. But let me just say this, that the security agencies, or in terms of security, if I will be fair to this government, I will say they've not done badly. They've not done badly in the sense that before now, that's before 2015 when this administration came in, we have incidences of bomb blasts in Abuja, in Abuja, most especially in Abuja. And what that tells you is that terrorism is going close to the seat of power. If you have bomb blast in Abuja, or if you have the terrorists here in Abuja. But one thing I will give to this government is that they've been able to do something about that.
Okay,
they've restricted it to the northeast.
Mr. Kunle.
Yes.
Mr. Kunle, we have very serious 5 security issues in this country.
Okay.
And I'm going to mention them to you.
Okay.
Boko Haram in the northeast. Farmer headers clashes.
Yes.
We also have Islamic movement of Nigeria.
Okay.
We also have the Niger Delta.
Okay.
We also have the Cameroon issue coming in.
Okay.
Cameroon is divided into Anglophone and the Francophone. Now, the Anglophone, the English-speaking areas of the Cameroon government, and the French-speaking, which is the Francophone, the Anglophone are feeling annihilated and marginalized. Are you listening?
Yes.
Now, the Francophone, the French, have beat the hell out of the English, and they have all run out into Nigeria. And they are coming out in their millions.
Okay.
And the government says they have closed up the borders.
Okay.
Are you aware? I just want you to know that.
Yes.
And we're talking about Niger Delta, where the nation's economy, the GDP of this country depends upon. And the whole place is completely, this Ogoni, it has been polluted.
Yeah.
And they can't have water enough to drink. And we're talking about Islamic movement. We're talking about Azazaki coming in again. And we're talking about farmers' headers clashes and Boko Haram. Can you just give us perspectives on these 5 very serious issues?
You mentioned 5 security issues in Nigeria, and I will add 2 to it. You failed to mention kidnapping and armed robbery. In fact, armed robbery is becoming a thing of the past. It's not so common now because you have kidnapping, which is lucrative to the criminals. But I will say, like I was telling you earlier, I will say that the security agencies we have in Nigeria, going by all this you have mentioned, the security agencies in Nigeria have been overstretched. They've been overstretched. They may not be able to undo almost everything as Nigerians.
So what is the government working in helping them so they can handle everything? Is the expectation to handle everything? Is the present government able to help so they can handle everything?
Let me tell you the truth.
Handling everything, please.
The truth
Scale of 1 to 10.
The truth is that it is not possible. It is not possible to eradicate crime in any society. But it could be reduced to the barest minimum. It could be reduced to it is absolutely impossible. Even in US, even in the Western countries, there are crimes there. There are crimes there. But what we are saying is that the security agencies, the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Police, the Civil Defense, and other institutions that are involved in securing our lives and property should up their game, and then government too When I say government, I'm talking about the executive in particular, then the National Assembly and maybe the judiciary should be alive to their responsibilities.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, can you please rate all these kidnappings that you have also added on this number of issues of security?
Since you insisted.
From 1 to 10.
Yes, since
I want you to rate Buhari now. He's watching you wherever he is.
Yes.
And I want you to know Nigerians are also watching.
Yes, I will say.
What will you do? It's not about bombs are not.
Yes.
Rate this security policy in Nigeria.
Okay, what I will say is that I will give them 6 over 10.
6
Why?
over 10.
Yes. Why? I'll give them 6 because, like I said, they have been overstretched. Imagine our security agencies that are less than 1 million or maybe a little over 1 million. I'm not sure. I don't have the accurate figure now, but I'm not sure they are up to 1 million. If they are, then maybe a little over 1 million. Imagine them securing the lives of 200 million Nigerians. Imagine them securing the lives of 200 million Nigerians. So Nigeria, apart from that, Nigerians too need to cooperate with them. We need to cooperate with them in securing our lives.
You know, in the United States, in the United Nations standards, a population of a country determines the number of security men you have.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, it's 10 to 1. In Nigeria, I wonder if we are having 1,000 to 1 policemen.
That is, I think,
and so the ratio.
The last time I saw that figure, I think it was about 400, over 400 Nigerians
to one
policeman.
So if you divide 200 million to the number of police or the security agencies that we have, I mean agents that we have.
That's why I said
it
they
has
are
moved
doing their best.
Because you said that they have become incapacitated.
Yes, they have been overstretched.
So you have given them 6, and that is exactly the on scale of 1 to 10, they score Nigeria on issues of security 6 over 10. So if we have a lot to do, we just need to work on ourselves at that point. We go to another very critical topic, which is the judiciary.
Okay.
You know, we don't have enough time. We have just 30 minutes, and so we have a few minutes to go.
Okay.
And we're just touching this so that we can come again to digress, you know, to deeply dissect into them, you know, at another time. Okay. But tell me, Mr. Kunle, tell me, does this present administration respect court orders?
The answer is obvious. And
does this present administration, the President Mohammadu Buhari led administration, do they respect court orders?
The answer is obvious, and it's a capital no. They don't. They don't. And I will also expect you to ask me to rate this government as regards judiciary and the rule of law. And if you will ask me to rate them, I'll give them maybe 3.5, because it's been so bad. Let me say this. I was discussing with some colleagues last week. I told them, and it is just the truth, that there are, as court reporter, there are so many things we see in courts that we cannot report. Because as a journalist, it is not everything you see that you can report. Not because
the Imo State, case in court, Emeka Ehedioha, you remember?
Yeah.
We also have another case with Zamfara and other places. They went to court on this gubernatorial elections in the judiciary. You see, looking at all that in holistic form, do you think that this present administration, you have scaled them 1 to 10?
Yes.
How much have you scaled them? How much have they got?
3.5.
3 over 10.
Yes.
3 over 10.
In the area,
in the area of judiciary,
yes.
3 over 10.
Yes. Let me
in the area of security, 6 over 10.
Yes.
In the area of economy, from 1 to 10, what do you scale them?
Well, maybe 3 as well. 3,
6,
3, 4
3
as well.
4?
3 or 4.
No, be definite on 1.
Okay, let me say 3.5.
3.5 on economy, 6 on security, 3 on judiciary.
Yes.
Please be very open to me and say, do you think that the present administration respects judicial issues, judicial
I've
orders?
said it before, they don't. Let me give you one example, one very...
We have just 2 minutes to go.
Yes. Let me give you one example. Look at the issue of when this COVID-19 started, when popular comedian and actress, Funke Akindele, when he was accused of breaching the COVID-19 rule by organizing a birthday party.
Yeah.
The lady was tried and was sentenced.
Yes, for community service.
Yes, to community service, and 100,000 naira fine.
Each.
Now, yes,
200 for the husband.
and yes. Now, look at when the issue of Abba Kyari also happened. In Apu, there are hundreds or thousands of people that attended that burial. What is the difference in the offenses the two of them committed? One was